to the earth for something that could satisfy. A peace for the hurt I had buried deep inside. Knees on the floor, I finally found everything I needed. You lifted my soul and opened up my eyes. And I never knew anything lasts forever till I found you, till I found you. I never dreamed anything could be better till I found you, till I found you. You're rewriting my story, and I'm brand new like a morning. Oh, I never knew anything lasts forever till I found you, till I found you, till I found you, till I found you, Count all the days I'm chasing after what won't last. I'm done with building these castles that crumble like sand. Oh, knees on the floor, I finally found that everything I needed was always right in front of me. You gave me a name and you changed everything, yeah, yeah. I never knew anything lasts forever till I found you, till I found you. I never dreamed anything could be better till I found you, till I found you. You're rewriting my story, and I'm brand new like a morning. Oh, I never knew anything lasts forever till I found you, till I found you, till I found you, till I found you, till I found you. I never knew anything lasts forever till I found you, till I found you. I never dreamed anything could be better till I found you, till I found you. You're rewriting my story, and I'm brand new like a morning. Oh, I never knew anything lasts forever till I found you, till I found you, till I found you, till I found you, You're rewriting my story, and I'm brand new like a morning. Oh, I never knew anything lasts forever till I found you, till I found you. Oh, come behold the works of God, the nations at his feet. He breaks the bow and bends the spear and tells the wars to cease. Almighty One of Israel, you are on our side. We walk by faith in God who burns the chariots with fire. Lord of hosts, you're with us in the fire, with us as a shelter, with us in the storm. You will lead us through the fiercest battle. Oh, where else would we go with
Hey, well, good evening and welcome to Redeemer Live tonight for the pastor's Bible study. And as you can guess, we brought some guests tonight because we've got some announcements for you. Instead of doing the regular Bible study, we want to take some time and present to you now a path that sort of moves us on toward the future here in the church. These have been the strangest days that I ever remember, and I know we all feel the same way. It's been very difficult for us to not have you here, and I know it's been difficult for you to not be able to be a part of the worship services. I've been very cautious about trying to make announcements and to not make any at all because we just really don't know how this ultimately is going to play out. But we've watched it long enough now that we feel like we can begin to think about the future and specifically what that looks like for us here at Redeemer. I want to use three words tonight to talk about the future. The first one is prayerfully. We have prayed long and hard about the things that we're about to speak to you about. The second word is the word tentatively, because obviously the changing nature of the pandemic that we have here in the country makes us do everything on a tentative basis. But then thirdly, very cautiously. We want to be cautious. This is going to be one of the largest gatherings when our church meets here in the county and in our area, and we want to be especially responsible about that. But we do want to move forward. It is the unanimous decision of our church staff, our elders, and our deacons. We met together again last night to pray about this and think about this, and unanimously, to a man, to a woman, we feel like it's necessary for us now to put together a plan about moving forward. How do we do it? And that's what we want to talk with you about tonight, a plan for moving forward, a plan that is first of all metered, and then a plan that is measured. And I want you to understand that we all have some notes we're going to look at tonight to make sure we walk you through this. The plans that we're going to share with you tonight deal with worship only. All church activities are suspended, small groups, the things that go along with that. We're not dealing with that. We're talking about the worship services on Sunday. How do we make this happen? And it is our desire now that beginning on May the 17th, that we begin to allow our people to return as they're able to the campus for outdoor worship service. Outdoor worship only. No small groups. No child care, as you'll hear about those things, but an outdoor worship service only. We're already recording. We're here on Sunday doing this, but we want to make it possible for you to be able to drive up and come and be a part of the things that are going on here. So let me talk to you about two things. Everything you're about to hear is tentative depending on two things. Number one, the virus. What happens with this virus now that the culture is beginning to open up and businesses are coming back? It is likely that there could be a rise in the cases here, and we're going to be responsible about that. We may change this based on what happens with the virus. It's tentative there. It's also going to be tentative because of the weather. We don't ever know what the weather is going to be like, not many people do, but we're going to do the best that we can to provide these outdoor experiences with you. But you're going to have to be fluid and work with us on this as you are able. The second thing I want to say about this outdoor service is that it's going to be tactical. We're going to spend the rest of this time now talking to you about how we're going to take every measure that we can to protect you and to protect me and to protect each of us and all of us, and especially the people that we come in contact with, as we know that we can spread this virus without ever even knowing that we have it. I want to say, as the pastor of the church, I want to go on the record and say that what we're beginning to do on May 17th is not for the vulnerable. It is not for those of you that are compromised in any way with your immune system, or if you live in a home with people who do, you can continue to use the other avenues. So it's not for the vulnerable. Which means it's not for everyone. Some of our deacons last night who were here praying for you and praying for the church are not going to be physically able to be a part of this, and some of their families are not going to. This is not a matter of being faithful. This is a matter of being smart. You need to be smart about your involvement here. So please let me tell you, this is voluntary, and if you have any doubt about whether or not you need to be a part of this, just don't do it. don't do it. So we're going to move around a little bit now, and I'm going to let Jess, first of all, if you'll take a couple minutes, Jess, and tell everybody what Sunday is going to look like. How does this work?
Well, as John said, in a couple Sundays on May 17th, it will still be at 10:30, our regular scheduled service time. And if you are wanting to come up and be a part of this, then you would just come, and we are going to be adhering to the strict social distancing guidelines outlined by our federal and our local government to make sure that everyone is safe. And so when you come up and you drive, if you just want to stay in your car and roll your windows down, there will be people here, our deacons and leaders. You can't see through the wall, but we'll be back here on the gravel parking lot, and there will be spots for you to be there to roll your window down to listen. But if you want to come and sit outside, then you can come and park in one of the front spots and bring some lawn chairs, and we're going to have a big section marked off, and we'll have it marked off by individual family units that, again, adhere to the social distancing parameters. So the only ones that you'll be close with are your husband and wife or significant other and kids. And so, again, we are doing this for you. And so, if we're planning on starting at 10:30, you can start to try and get here like you would on a normal Sunday back in February and March, 10:15. To make sure that you've got a good spot and that you are comfortable with where you want to be to worship outside with us. And if you aren't able to come, then it's okay. Russ will talk about this here in just a moment, but we will still be live streaming for you, so you won't miss out on anything if you are not able to be here on May 17th. And one last thing, as a part of our worship service, is the giving of our tithes and offerings. And you guys, as a church family, you guys have been extremely faithful in giving. And it's just been a blessing to see the checks that have been mailed in, and those that have never given online before, that have figured out how to give online. It's a real simple process. And so, from the bottom of our hearts, we are just so blessed with a giving, loving congregation. And so if you want to bring your tithe check or cash to act as a part of that worship on May 17th, we will have specific offering boxes that you can walk up to and drop that off on May 17th.
So there's never going to be a need for our people to touch anything here, right?
Correct. Yeah. The goal is for you to be as hermit as you want to be, as a hermit crab.
Jackie?
We won't touch you, and you don't have to touch us. But we still love you.
Right. All right, so you'll be able to drive up. We'll have you directed to the areas where you can park, get out if you want to. You're going to need to bring your own lawn chair, right? Bring your own chair.
Correct, yeah. So if you do want to get out of your car, bring your own lawn chair, however that looks for you.
Yeah, okay. And then, Chris, talk to us a little bit about the whole family dynamic of this. I know people are going to be bringing kids, whether they want to or not, whether they're trying to get away from them or not. Talk to us about what that looks like.
Okay, well, we, first of all, want you to know how much we miss you guys, how much we miss your kids, and how much we love y'all. But because we do love you so much, we want to make sure that our kids are safe. And so we feel like it's best for us not to have any nurseries or children's classes or even the playground, for that matter, open during those first few weeks. So we'll just kind of play that by ear and see how that goes. If you are comfortable joining us here for the outdoor service, of course, we welcome you to bring your children. We love our kids, and they are more than welcome to be here with us. It doesn't matter if they make a little bit of noise. If they want to get up and run around, that's totally fine too. We want you here. If you would like to bring iPads and earphones for your kids, if you haven't seen, on our Facebook page, there's a link to Sundays at Home. There are video lessons for each age group with other activities to do, so your kids can watch those during the time that you're listening to the sermon. If that will help you, feel free to do that. If you're staying at home, please check those out on our Facebook page. It'll give your kids some lessons that they would normally have here at church. So don't miss that. We also have a survey that we sent out this past week. Many of you have filled that out, and we appreciate it. There are questions that will give us feedback about your comfort level and what you're comfortable with as far as attending services here at the church, volunteering, checking your kids into Redeemer Kids, serving in whatever capacity you normally serve in. It'll give you an opportunity to voice your concerns or your comfort levels for us, and that will be helpful for us moving forward as to what we need to do. So we love you guys, we miss you, and we can't wait for us to be back together again.
You know, during this time, too, we've been so grateful for our sound people, our technicians, for Robert and our incredible band, and for Russ. Russ has done an amazing job in tying all of this thing together, making so many advances with our technical stuff. Russ, take a minute and tell our folks about our technical plan as we move forward.
Yeah, so as we begin to move forward on May 17th, there's a couple of things that I want you to know. If you are not comfortable coming to the church to worship with us on campus, you do not have to, because we are going to continue to do our live stream. We have spent countless hours and resources in making sure that we have a live stream that we feel like is a good product for you to sit at home and watch, that creates little distractions so that you could enjoy the big moments that we have here at church. And so just for you to know, we will continue to do the live stream. Also, there's some things that we've been doing during the week to stay connected with you on social media, like the 60 Seconds of Faith that Pastor John has been doing. We've been putting those up on Facebook. We've been sending it out through the church email. And we also have now started putting those on TikTok. And so,
what?
On TikTok. It's for young people. It's cool. You got clout now.
I'm hip.
Yeah, you
I'm
got
in.
clout.
Yep.
So we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue to post those 60 Seconds of Faith clips on all of our social media, including Instagram. So please keep up with those, and we want to be in contact with you as much as we can in this time. But until we get to where we can meet in the building again, these are the best ways that we know how to do that, and that's to be with you face-to-face through social media every day.
Great. And while we're on that subject, we're always needing people that are willing to come and to help us with the technical stuff. Call Russ or email him if you want to participate in that. If you want to be a part of the band, get in touch with Robert. It's always great to have so many people. They've worked so hard to carry us through this time. Also, just for our church folks, if you can be a part of this and you'd like to, a week from tomorrow, that'll be Thursday night, I think that's the 14th, we're going to have sort of a work night up here for a few people to come up and sort of get the grounds and the facilities and everything ready. Remember that our services, when we do these outdoor services, will not be indoors. There won't be any need for people to be inside, but you could bring some yard tools and things and come up and help us with that if you would like to. What else? 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock on that Thursday. I don't know if there's anything else. Can you guys think of anything else that we really need to cover? Well, listen, we're going to try this. It may work and it may not, but we're going to do the very best that we can. We've prayed about it. We've thought about it. We are planning for it. And you're just going to have to work with us on that to be as flexible as you can, to be as understanding. And we want you to hear from your church staff tonight. We understand where you may be. We do not see this as some badge of faithfulness or honor. We want to offer to you the opportunity to worship with our people as you are able, as you are ready, as you are comfortable with that. I also want to encourage you that the best plans in the world can change. And this may well have to change. But beginning May 17th, we're going to try to begin to do this. I want to continue to encourage you to keep praying for the others. We've had a couple of church people who have been down this coronavirus road and have done very, very well with that. I think before it's over, a lot of us may find out that we had this at one point in time or another. But you've been so great to encourage one another and to help one another through difficult times. We've been helping our community. We're going to be doing that this Saturday. If you want to be a part of the Ministers Union here in Morgan County, to help feed people who are in need. We provide boxes of food for that. Our church is helping financially, and we are also going to help them physically by being there to be the hands and feet of the Lord to hand out these boxes. We did it last Saturday. We're going to do it this week. I believe it's at the high school, Morgan County High School. Be there at 10 o'clock, and we'll pass out those boxes from 11 to 12. You bring gloves, bring masks, and be a part of that if you want to be a part of that. But continue to help others. Sometimes, remember, the best help you can give to some of our elderly and shut-in people is to stay away and just give them a call. So do that. And let me say to you lastly tonight, err on the cautious side with this. I promise you that's what we're going to do as a church. There's no need for you to have to touch a soul here. You'll not have to touch a doorknob or anything else. You shouldn't have to touch anything that you didn't bring with you. And we're not going to accost one another or get close enough to one another that this should make a big difference for you. But whatever we've got to do to make it work, we're going to try to do that. And if we can't make it work, we'll come up with another plan. It's our goal, like so many, that hopefully by June we'll be able to begin to do life as we know it at some level of normalcy. But we're going to try this, May 17th. I hope that that works for you. And as always, please know that if I or any of us can help you in any way, we love you so much, and it's just going to be a joy to be back here with you again. Thanks so much for listening tonight. We'll continue to provide information in the future. Anybody got anything else? Well, I guess that's it. Thank you for being here with us tonight. We'll talk to you very soon. God bless. We love you.
You are closer than the very oxygen I'm breathing in. Oh, I breathe you in. You are God with us. You are here with us. Emmanuel, Emmanuel. And you are infinite. Your glory has no end. There's no heart unseen. There's no space between you and you are closer than the very oxygen I'm breathing in. Oh, I breathe you You're not far away, you're coming close. And even as I wait, you're coming close. 'Cause you're like starlight in the dark. Endless miles can't conceal you, and every glimmer is a spark, catching fire.